Did Mike Rice just leave?
Yep. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Rambler Sports Locker. I'm Megan Carabelli, and I hope your brackets don't look as bad as mine.
And I'm Bridget Murphy, and my bracket looks about as good as the Yankees lineup.
But probably still better than Kevin Ware's leg. And after that visual, I think it's time to do the news. It was announced this week that Loyola's 1963 men's basketball team will be inducted into the National Collegiate Basketball Hall of Fame this coming November. The 63 Ramblers are the first ever to be honored as a team in the Hall of Fame. The squad broke several barriers in their career, including being the first and only team in Illinois to ever win the NCAA championship. That year's run through the NCAA tournament included their history-making game against Mississippi State, a team that was banned from playing our integrated team. That game has come to be known as the Game of Change. Courtney Griffin takes a look back at the team that changed history.
Loyola's 1963 championship men's basketball team is still making history. The squad will be the first ever team to be inducted to the National Collegiate Basketball Hall of Fame. Under the direction of legendary head coach George Ireland, the 1963 Ramblers were led by a starting lineup known as the Iron Five, who played an explosive style of basketball. Loyola opened the season winning 20 consecutive games and earned the program's first ever NCAA tournament title. But it wasn't exactly easy getting there. See, despite the national championship, this team will be remembered for its regional contest against Mississippi State, more commonly known as the Game of Change. The Ramblers' starting lineup featured 4 African Americans. The all-white Mississippi State team wasn't able to compete in postseason play against integrated teams due to an unwritten state law. Mississippi State snuck out of town in the middle of the night before Governor Ross Barnett could prevent the team from playing an integrated Rambler squad. Loyola won the game 61-51 to advance to the NCAA championship. Induction ceremonies for the National Collegiate Basketball Hall of Fame will take place on Sunday, November 24th at the Midland Theater in Kansas City as part of a 3-day celebration of college basketball. For Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Courtney Griffin.
Though the men's volleyball team hasn't been in action since last Thursday when they beat Grand Canyon for the second straight night at home, freshman outside hitter Thomas Jeschke was named Midwestern Intercollegiate Volleyball Association Player of the Week. This is the second time that Jeschke has earned the weekly MIVA honor this season. He earned the distinction after tallying 14 kills on Wednesday and 11 kills on Thursday, leading the Ramblers to sweeps on both nights. On the season, Jeschke has 272 kills, which is second on the team after redshirt junior right side hitter Joe Schmalzer. Jeschke, Schmalzer, and the rest of the Ramblers continue their season on Friday against Ohio State at Gentile Arena. First serve is at 4 p.m.
The women's softball team took home a win against Northwestern on Tuesday. Junior Brittany Gardner pitched a complete game 3-hitter while Lauren Moore hit a home run to lead the Ramblers to a 1-0 victory. The game was a battle of the arms between Gardner and Wildcat pitcher Amy Letourneau, who was recently named the National Player of the Week by the Louisville Slugger National Fast Pitch Coaches Association Division. While the Wildcats put up a fight, Gardner struck out 8 and had no walks in this pitcher's duel. The Ramblers lost their home opener to IPFW 4-0 earlier today in game 1 of the doubleheader. Megan Flanagan launched a grand slam in the second inning, and the Mastodons never relinquished the lead. The Ramblers will have a chance to avenge their first home loss tonight in a game 2. Be sure to check our Twitter feed later tonight for the outcome of that game.
Loyola's track teams are continuing to build momentum after the huge success of their indoor season. On March 30th, the Ramblers competed in the Raleigh Relays, which took place in Raleigh, North Carolina. The teams continued their record-breaking ways, but this time from the field rather than from the track. 4 school records were broken at the meet, including men's javelin and men's and women's hammer throw. In addition to new school records, 2 Ramblers were awarded Horizon League weekly honors. Senior distance runner Gina Valgoy was named co-female runner of the week, along with UIC's Rebecca Zader. And junior long jumper James McLaughlin was named male field athlete of the week. The Ramblers compete Friday, April 5th at the Chicagoland Championships to be held at Lewis University.
The support staff of the Loyola athletic team includes a lot of people: coaches, trainers, and managers. Loyola also takes extra pride in one specific support staff member on each team. Here's Pat Luongo with more.
Everyone on campus knows that Loyola has a proud Jesuit tradition. What most people don't know is that Loyola's Jesuit tradition extends even to the playing surfaces. Loyola boasts one of the largest and most unique chaplaincy programs among intercollegiate athletic programs in the country.
I'm in the course of formation in studies with the eventual goal of being a Catholic priest. So the Jesuits sent me here to Loyola Chicago to study. My main objective here is to study philosophy and some theology. And while I'm doing that, I'm involved in the athletic department as a chaplain.
Jesuit chaplains try their hardest to make their role of chaplain more than just a ceremonial one.
So I get to practice when I can. I'll take fly balls with the outfielders, or I just kind of mill around and talk to the pitchers as they're waiting for their turn on the mound. Or I'll get to as many games as I can, and again, just to be a presence. We have a weekly kind of sharing prayer discussion group that I facilitate. That a lot of the girls take advantage of, and we have some really nice conversations.
Usually when we go off and travel, he'll come on the bus with us and he'll send us a going away prayer, and so he tries to get involved as much as possible, and he'll surprise us at practice, which is always a great thing.
While most of the team chaplains are Jesuit scholastics, there is one exception to the rule, and that exception to the rule might be the most visible chaplain on Loyola's campus, Sister Jean Dolores Schmidt.
I pray with them before games, and sometimes my prayers are more practical than spiritual maybe, but I try to move them in the spirit of wanting to win and do whatever we possibly can to do that.
Well, Sister Jean is somewhat of a legend around campus, and I finally got to meet her for the first time September of my freshman year, and right away I could tell everyone loved her.
The one common theme echoed by the chaplains is what they love most about their job.
Yeah, there are certain ways, in a sense, my job is to encourage, but they continue to encourage me in my vocation. Strive for excellence in there, particularly with cross country and track. They've won conference championships for the men and women this past year, you know, and then to also see how they care for one another as a family, and then they have this outward focus as well.
For the Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Pat Luongo.
The Sultan of SWAT, the King of Crash, the Colossus of Clout.
The Colossus of Clout?
Babe Ruth, the Great Bambino.
You got that verbatim from the Sandlot movie, didn't you?
Doesn't matter. What matters is that Babe Ruth had a lot of nicknames, and so did the players on Loyola's men's volleyball team. Sean Keenahan went inside Gentile Arena to find out more.
I feel the need for speed.
Behind these closed doors, the Loyola men's volleyball team is having their practice. Some of the players on the Loyola men's volleyball team have developed nicknames.
Nickname's Iggy.
One of the guys last year was just like, you're the general.
Matt is, I don't like that at all. I actually don't respond to it anymore.
I'm no longer Peter. That identity doesn't exist. I'm Nate Top.
But what's in a nickname?
And it's pretty much, my last name's Deliggy, so it's just pretty much like the end of it.
It's nice to have kind of, I guess, a strong and demanding nickname like that.
What does a nickname tell you about a person's true character?
I have two nicknames. The first one is Jimmer. The other one is Z-Strain, because before the California trip, I gave everyone the flu.
People have been making fun of them, so it's definitely a good one that I really enjoy.
What about the players who have no nicknames?
Maybe later next year, hopefully.
Guys that don't have them, I think it's just haven't came out with it yet.
A good nickname can't be forced. So we kind of wait for someone to do something iconic that defines them.
I guess no one's thought of something, or, I mean, they have the cliche Smalls from Sandlot, but that's, you know, like I said, a cliche, so it doesn't really stick.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Smalls are on the attack.
Good or bad, you better make sure that your defining moment's a good nickname and not a bad one.
This might have been just another morning practice, but with the focus on what lies ahead, Joe, Thomas, Viper, Maverick, whatever we want to call these guys, they have one goal in mind: to win.
Go to the tournament and make some noise.
I think we just need to keep working hard in practice and in the weight room every day.
Just keep going after it each day.
Be the best at the end of the year.
Definitely just sticking to our game plan.
Go national championship.
Reporting for the Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Sean Keenan.
It's time for our version of a perfect game. Well, an almost perfect game. Here's you, Darvish. Brendan Bond with the Weekly Ramble.
Man, you guys are beating these jokes worse than Mike Rice beats his players. Anyway, back to the Ramble. I'm here with Benita Gingerella and Emily Brown. I'm Brendan Bond. We're listening to the Ramble. You guys know the rules. I'm going to ask these ladies some questions about sports. Whoever gives me the answer I feel is a stronger argument gets the point. Again, you guys can go on Twitter, Facebook, social media, whatever. You can shout it out using one of those cans and strings and let us know who you think was the winner. First question, coming up this weekend, we get the Final Four down in Atlanta, Georgia, the men's Final Four. 4 teams left in it: Michigan, Syracuse, the Shockers of Wichita State, who have shocked the basketball world. Bad pun right there. And top seed Louisville, who overcame a gruesome leg injury, one of their players to win. I'm going to ask you guys, who do you think is going to win the Final Four? Emily.
I'm going to go with one of the teams you just mentioned, Louisville. I know obviously Kevin Ware's the one to mention, and they're lacking in the backcourt with him gone. But I think that they're able to overcome it. They showed they have mental toughness against Duke, that they can overcome it. They're going to play for him. He's going to be their inspiration. They have great pressure, and they're very aggressive. So they're going to press, and I think that they're going to up the tempo so much that no team can compare. It's going to be Louisville.
Benita?
You know what? I'm going to go with Wichita State. I know Louisville obviously, I know they obviously have a very strong team, but I'm going to go with the underdog. You know, I have hope in them. And, you know, Butler did it a couple years back, and they were definitely underdogs. So, you know, I say, why can't Wichita State do it again this year? And, you know, and I think it would be awesome for them to win.
That's good. I like both of your answers. The other thing about Wichita State is their mascot is easily the best one in the Final Four, Woo-Shock. He even beats the orange from Syracuse. It's an orange. Come on. I personally think Michigan will win, but I'm going to go with Louisville on this answer with Emily here, just talking about all the pressure that they bring, and they have Rusticulous too. So
Rusticulous.
Yeah. All right. We got another prediction coming up here. Baseball season got underway this past weekend. The Cubs are surprisingly above 500 currently right now.
Don't
know
so
how
far.
that happened. Anyway, I want to hear your guys' predicted World Series matchups and champion. Benita.
I'm going to go with the Detroit Tigers and the Washington Nationals. You know what? The Detroit Tigers have a very strong team. They have a lot of veterans. They have Justin Verlander, a Cy Young winner. You know, arguably the one of the best pitchers in baseball right now. And then on the other side, you know, you have the Nationals, who are also a very strong team. You know, they have Strasburg, and I think they're going to go very far. However, I'm going to go with the Tigers ultimately winning, mostly because, you know, they have the experience. They were in it last year. I think they're going to come back in it to win it this season.
Emily.
I have the Dodgers over the Angels. It's an LA matchup.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. I think the Dodgers have a great both batting lineup and pitching. They have Zach Greinke, Clayton Kershaw, and Josh Beckett all in their starting lineup, so starting rotation. So
yeah.
And
so I don't know.
And then the Angels, of course, have Albert Pujols and Josh Hamilton.
Yeah.
So
and
Mike Trout. So you never know, but I think that those three are their all-stars, and if one of them is hurt, they're screwed. So I'm going to go with the Dodgers.
All right. Well, I personally think Washington's going to win. So although I disagree with both of your guys' picks, I like Benita for putting Washington in the World Series. I think that's going to happen over the Dodgers. I'm going to go with Benita on this one. So we are now tied at 1 for the third and final question. There's been a lot of talk the past few weeks, hearsay, everything else, about the Cubs trying to do renovations. Wrigley Field's getting blocked by politicians in Chicago. But the mayor of Rosemont has offered the Cubs a chance to move out to Rosemont and build a stadium out there. Should the Cubs leave Wrigley Field and move out to Rosemont, Illinois? Emily, you go first on this one.
This is going to be a very unpopular answer, but I'm going to say go.
Back to back.
Go to Rosemont. Stop. There's so much headbanging, arguing, the rickets with the city of Chicago. Be done with that. It's going to be fine in Rosemont. You're going to have plenty of parking, plenty of space. Don't worry about the fans. They're going to follow them. They're not going too far. Just Rosemont. They'll be fine.
No way. Are you kidding? Like, if you talk to Cubs fans, that would be like moving a national monument. In fact, I think that is moving a national monument for them. So, you know, if you move them out to Rosemont, I think you're going to take whatever magic the Cubs have left and you're just going to kill it. So no way. They need to stay in Wrigleyville.
All right. I absolutely love Wrigley. I'm not going to disagree with you there. However, since Wrigley opened, the Cubs are 0 for whatever since winning the World Series. Maybe it's time to do something drastic and change it up. I'm giving Emily the win on this one. I know. So, Emily 2, Benita 1. Again, you like their answers, disagree with them, go on Facebook, Twitter, anywhere else you want to just talk to us, let us know what you think the answers are. And I'm really reluctant to send it back to the girls on the desk because of all those jokes, but joke's on you. You guys are going to see them next. Next to you guys. Joke's on me.
Well, that's a wrap for tonight's show. Be sure to follow our Twitter and Instagram and like us on Facebook. And if you're wondering where to find us, all the info you need is right below. I'm Megan Carabelli.
And I'm Bridget Murphy. Have a good night, and don't forget to turn out the lights.